We can't allow this just to be gone, just to let it go. You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president, because he did not win this election. It's being stolen and the evidence is there.
This was Marjorie Taylor Greene back in 2020 pleading with her supporters to show up to the Capitol on January 6th to basically deny a peaceful transfer of presidential power to Joe Biden. And now we've come to the point we've all been waiting for since then, the consequences of MTG and Trump's incitement on that day. Prosecutor Jack Smith's indictment against Trump has been unsealed, and he now is officially facing 4 felony charges, including conspiracy to defraud the United States. So yeah, let's just pause on that one for a second. Our former president has been indicted in a conspiracy to defraud our nation. And of course, we all know how serious this is, but even the MAGA right, while still defending Trump, are also clearly aware of how big of a deal this is.
It's going to be something like we've never seen before. I think it's going to truly put not only President Trump and his family, all of his staff, put them to a test they've never been tested on, but it's also going to test our nation. And it's something that I've prayed about a lot, and it's just sad to me. Jack Smith, he's a terrible attorney. He has a lot of failures in his career, but he is abusing his power.
I was shocked by Greene's somber tone here, as it's not something I've ever seen from her. Of course, she's still using every word to defend Trump, but there are some noticeable differences in her tone from now versus back in 2019. And not only that, but she's clearly changed her tune on how the events of the day transpired, going from incitement and encouragement of people to show up to protest, as we saw in that first video, to, well, just take a look.
Then January 6th happened. It shocked me. I had no idea. I just couldn't imagine. As a matter of fact, I was arguing with Kat Kamek, who one of my colleagues, and we were fighting. And I said, "Those aren't our people." I just couldn't believe it. I was like, "Those aren't our people. That's Antifa. Those are the same rioters that we see in 2020. I could not believe it.
This was this past February, and you can see how far she's come in her interpretation of events. What's particularly strange to me about this is that she's still blaming Antifa for the riots, and this sticks out for 2 reasons. One, it wasn't Antifa who forced their way into the Capitol, and there has never been and will never be any compelling evidence proving that. And 2, she doesn't even bother to use the more popular and frankly more plausible example of the FBI's connection to the events on January 6th. So one of the biggest theories on the right, and I want to be clear that this is a conspiracy theory at this point, but it's the theory that an FBI agent, Ray Epps, went undercover for the FBI on January 6th and purposely incited MAGA supporters to storm the Capitol in an effort to damage then President Donald Trump. It's a theory being pushed by the far right, and even now the more popular right, I guess you could call it, with people like Joe Rogan talking about it on his podcast just this week. And even though this theory does not seem to have any truth to it, it's far more plausible than Marjorie Taylor Greene's Antifa angle. In fact, she hasn't commented on Ray Epps as far as I can tell, which begs the question, is she ignorant that it's a far-right rallying cry? Or more likely, does she simply know that the Ray Epps angle is not true, but is too much of a coward to say so in fear of alienating her base? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and for more of my coverage on The Breakdown, stay right here. You can watch my latest video on Fox News melting down over the word Karen by clicking on the link in the description box below.